Hey guys, well, this was totally unexpected. It's not Tuesday. Why is there news? It's Wednesday. There's never Wednesday news. There's not a feature pack coming up. They're not doing tons of articles. Well, this was an unexpected surprise. In some ways, a pretty nice thing that's going to be changing with the game. I want to talk about to you guys. Arenanet released a blog where they talked about another revamp to the daily, monthly system, the way that they give you laurels, stuff like that. Basically, their incentive for having people log in every day. They're changing it up again. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the changes I'm about to talk to you guys about. I am a little bit disappointed that there's still been loads more effort going into just another iteration of the same system over and over and over again, but maybe now they'll settle. And so yeah, let's get into it. Let's describe exactly what's going on here. You will find a link in the description for the blog post itself, in case I'm slightly remiss in some of the information in my retelling of it here. But essentially there's two major things that are changing. First of all, the daily system is being revamped. You will now have a completely new UI for dailies. The dailies, the tasks themselves that you are required to complete will actually give you specific rewards now for what you did. So this is actually a big change. It means that the example they give is if you were to do a fractal daily, which of course is much more difficult than doing, say, Daily Dodger, where you just go into Twilight Arbor and dodge into one of the blossoms and you're done. You will actually get a better reward for doing the fractal daily than for doing Daily Dodger or Daily Reviver or whatever. So where before we just had a daily system where you had maybe 10 things you could do, and unless you were a super achievement point hunter, you would just look for the 5 easiest, get it done in maybe 15 minutes and log out. Now there's a bit more decision to make, because yes, you can do Daily Dodger, but that's not going to really give you very much. However, if you do the whole fractal, they describe that the new system will actually reward you by giving you, for example, an extra pristine fractal relic, so you like get to double up on your daily there. They say that they'll give you extra agony resist and perhaps even more stuff. And now there's a bit more of a balance. It's not just about rushing through the easiest stuff, it's about finding what you actually want to be rewarded for. Similarly, if you are one of these people that just plays PvP, just plays World vs. World, the rewards are now tailored specifically to the thing you did. So not only the rewards better, as in the fractal example, but that's still a fractal based reward, right? That's what you're going for. You're clearly in fractals for some reason. So in World vs. World, you're going to get stuff like World vs. World experience bags, probably massive boosts to badges of honor, which, let's face it, need a much better sync in the game anyway, but you know, stuff like that. Things will be on theme for the rewards you are offered. Now, going back to what the old system was like, just to remind you guys, basically right now you would just have to complete 5 of these dailies. You could pick which ones you wanted, but the reward for doing a specific daily was just a single achievement point. And so you would end up probably with 5 achievement points every day, again, unless you accidentally got some extra ones. Maybe you'd have 6 or 7, or you was desperately going for the full set every day. Well, now they're changing the way the achievement points are implemented too, again, to make the game a bit easier for more casual people, or in my opinion, so that there is more incentive to do the harder stuff, because now you actually need to do less dailies to get the full achievement point cap. There was a cap of 12 AP, was it, that you could get every day before? Now that cap is 10, but you don't have to complete all 10 dailies to get there. You only have to complete 3 of your dailies. So you just do 3 dailies, you hit the achievement point cap for that day, and those achievement hunter people out there, who I may very well become now, is now much more realistic to get your full achievement points worth every day. They describe, even in the blog, the fact that under the current implementation of the game, if you want to be competitive on the leaderboards, you have to run all around the world doing all kinds of stuff. You have to participate in PvP and World vs. World, everything, every day. They say that like that's a negative thing, but to me, these are leaderboards. You know, the people who are putting in more effort should be the ones further rewarded there. Is this really a bad thing that that's difficult? Though I can understand, you know, people get frustrated with it, eventually they drop off. But maybe that's just the nature of competition. Overall, I'm happy with it because I'm selfish, and this means that I'll get 10 AP every day much more smoothly. And the two things hand in hand mean that because I only need to do 3 dailies today, maybe I will do that fractal, because it's probably going to proc all 3 of them for me, and I don't have to feel like, oh yeah, alright, I'll do the fractal, but then I have to go off and sort about in World vs. World and stuff like this as well, because you have far fewer objectives to go for. Really, just think about it this way. After the patch, this will be dropping on December 16th. You're doing the dailies, not so much for the AP. The AP comes almost as a given, you just do 3, but you're doing it for the specific rewards. There is no longer either, as far as I can see from the post, a reward of a laurel for completing your dailies each day. So this will change your perspective quite a lot. Laurels will still be in the game. That stuff is all still there, and they go on to describe that in just a second. In addition to this revamp to the daily system, you guys should see a screenshot in the background right now of what this thing is going to look like. And as you can see there, you get a choice of 4 different things you can go for with PvE. Then there's a tab for competitive PvP and a further tab for World vs. World. I'm expecting you're going to get 4 options each time. And you will notice there as well that there are some new dailies that have been added. So this isn't just taking the existing ones, they have revamped them and changed things. Daily Fractal was something before, and it sounds like it's going to be something again. But here you can see listed, Daily Malkor's Leap Event Completer. A little bit like before when they used to encourage you to go to specific regions of the world, like, hey, go do Crichton Slayer, which still does appear every now and then. This is actually a little bit better. It even funnels you into a very specific map. Hopefully they have some rare maps on there. This might mean you see a lot of people doing Dwayne on Malkor's Leap each day. That's kind of cool. Daily Fire Elemental. We don't have a full list of all the new daily options. In my opinion, the one area that this system could be improved the most is for Arenanet to really sit down and hammer out some amazing options for dailies, so things very rarely repeat, and there's plenty of opportunity out there. Even if it comes down to, hey, complete this specific event in this specific map, I think that would be really cool. And we'll see how many things really are on their tables, I guess, as soon as the patch comes. But yeah, you've got the 3 tabs, PvE, World vs. World, and PvP. Also gives you there your time remaining, and it does look like because this new UI exists, this will no longer be situated in your achievements section, which is fine. It was always only loosely related to the achievement section of your hero panel, and maybe we'll have a new area of the hero panel now as well that says, you know, dailies under achievements. Who knows how it all ties into things. So, yes, let's talk about the next thing, and that's that monthlies will no longer exist. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this because, again, I think the idea of monthlies is a positive one. I like the idea of having more long-term goals to go for, but even from the very first monthly we ever did at release of Guild Wars 2, I knew they were painfully easy and the whole mechanic was not shining as much as it could have. I remember having my monthlies completed like 3 days after launch and feeling that maybe they had just made them super easy because there wasn't much time left in that month because it came to, you know, towards the end of August or whatever, and then the next month came and it dropped and oh look, it's just as easy once again. Monthlies have always struggled because in my opinion they're not diverse, obviously. They have always been way too easy to do, and the lore rewards actually been pretty substantial. They just haven't shone because of what we're actually being asked to do and the quantities of the tasks we're being asked. Anyway, they're scrapping it completely now. There's no more like long-term goals, there's no AP coming from monthlies. As a result, the maximum achievement point cap for monthlies will now be rolled into the maximum daily achievement point cap. They're both going into the same sum. So I think in theory you shouldn't miss out anyway once these have been removed. And you will still have an opportunity to complete December's monthly. So the monthly's going on right now, even after the patch drops. So let me be clear, on the 16th, all this stuff is coming into the game, but you will still have the opportunity to complete the monthlies currently ongoing for the rest of December. And that means the start of the new year, there will be no monthlies for 2015. It will have completely transitioned to this new system that they're running. So why are they getting rid of monthlies? Again, perhaps just because it was an underwhelming system. At its core, it was trying to do the same thing dailies are, right? Which is just some incentive to get people coming back on some frequent scale, right? Each day you want to log in, make more progress on your dailies, or your monthlies more long term, and they were in the same niche. And now that they've hammered out the daily system a bit better, perhaps there is no need for it. Nonetheless, though, they are adding a new feature to the game, which again is on theme with this idea. How do we get players constantly coming back? Think about pretty much everything Arenanet does now. It's how do we get people coming back? Living World has got a lot to do with that, and this whole revamp here as well. The reason I feel that the daily system has gone through so many iterations is because Arenanet as a company values this very highly. Keeping people coming back while they work on their expansion or whatever in the background, okay? And so we are now in super casual mode. This is definitely a feature that people are going to judge. I judge it straight away. It's going to look a bit like an act of desperation. Overall, though, I do think this will be a positive thing for the game. So let's talk about it. The thing replacing monthlies are login rewards. There's something about rewards with MMOs that just feels icky and weird to me, about giving people shinies and medals for not doing anything. You get the whole idea. That's where we're going to be sitting now with Guild Wars 2. When you log in after the patch every day, just for logging in, you'll get a reward. Now, I'll show you the screenshot here. Basically, think of this, as they say, like a calendar for the month, okay? So every time you log in, you get a new, like, little gift from Arenanet, right? So it's basically like, here's some rewards for dailies without actually having to do them. It's just for logging in. So there you go. Just, you know, no effort at all. This is absolute minimum effort. This is the kind of thing you'll find, like, bots, just log in bots, and they'll just keep doing it every day. Because you go in, Arenanet says, hey, thanks for playing the game. And it looks kind of desperate, right? But let's have a look at how they've worked out the system. All those laurels, mystic coins that we're no longer getting from monthlies or dailies, those are now appearing on the calendar. So you log in one day and you'll get some kind of a small reward. They gave us a fair few examples of the kind of rewards that you'll find here. Trophies, they say, crafting materials, and slowly, every time you log in, they're describing this as a reward track. And you'll work your way up over the whole week. As you can see here, there's 7 slots on the calendar. At the end of the week, if you've logged in every day on the week, you get a really big chest. And you get to choose one of 4 big chests to go for, as you can see here. You can choose ascended crafting materials. You can choose a chest of legendary crafting materials, which they've confirmed have mystic clovers in. You can choose a chest of plentiful laurels, which will give you an even bigger laurel boost, just like the monthlies used to give you a laurel boost. Or you can choose a chest of grand experience, which will have tomes of knowledge in there, allowing you to have instant level ups for your alt characters. No matter what chest you choose, you will always get an essence of gold, and this is a permanent gold find boost to your account. So the people after the 16th do have a real incentive now to log in every day, because you are constantly working on your gold find. If you do this for the next 365 days, you're going to see a big change in your gold find just for having that persistence. And that kind of reward there, that accruing reward, I feel is a really interesting idea, especially when you look at the game on a very long time scale. That's going to be something that I do think will keep people logging in. Now, don't make any mistakes here. Let's go back over to the calendar. If you miss a day, let's say you get the first 3 of these windows done and then you miss the day, you know, you don't log in on the Thursday, that's fine. You don't, like, get reset or anything, and you won't miss the box for that week. The next time you log in, you'll just fill up that next window. So you're constantly making progress. It's just if you miss days, you make less progress than other people, and it takes you longer to get your gold find. It is just a matter of logging in each day. I think this feature would be infinitely more interesting if it was like a special challenge daily every day. Completely unrelated to this blog post, last night I was speculating among a few friends about the idea of having challenge dailies, where the daily system could just be a bit more interesting if there was you know, one really specific daily you have to complete that had some extra difficulty with it. I was inspired by the event in Dry Top, one of the achievements you have to in the uplands to complete a dynamic event without having the Scrit steal any supplies. I went there with some guildies last night, we completed it, it was a lot of fun, and it just got me thinking, you know, these would be perfect little mini challenges each day for players to do with their dailies. And wouldn't this be perfect if you had to just do something, some small challenge each day, and this slowly rolled you in? But no, they're just going to be login rewards. The general reception I've seen in the community is people very positive, very happy about this. I think that is just a sign of how casual Guild Wars 2 is. And I don't say that in a loaded way as if that's a good or a bad thing. It's just the nature of our community, the nature of the game Arenanet have built for people. They want things to be accessible. And now we're here at login rewards. So that's the way that things are going to be working. That's how you're going to get your laurels and your mystic coins and stuff like that now. There is a chance, and I have a friend who has bought an awful lot of mystic coins. There is a chance that mystic coins will now actually be a currency people care about. What about that? Jeez, again, that's a bit more incentive to do these things. So yeah, that's going to be rolling out on the 16th. Interesting to me that it didn't come as a part of a feature pack. Are they moving away from feature pack mentality, perhaps? Especially with, like, the PvP changes we saw here? It certainly seemed like 2 things they could have bundled into Feature Pack 3 or something. Maybe they just felt like they were smarting a little bit from Feature Pack 2, where they did ultimately add a lot of cool changes to the game, ported from the Chinese stuff or not. They did, but it, you know, people felt very entitled to more, and, you know, it kind of slapped them in the back. Maybe this is going to be a bit better, you know, just surprising little updates, feature-style updates that they just roll out every now and then. Is that going to be better for them? Or was it just, you know, something they deemed very important to let people see these new incentives for the holiday season and wrap them in at the start of 2015. Either way, let me know what you think, guys, about the login for rewards thing, because I don't know, I'm kind of on the fence about it. I actually think it's a good thing, but there's a big part of me that as well that's like, oh my god, are we really here now? This is where we've ended up. Hey, is that wrong of me to have that opinion? Let's hear your thoughts. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy. We'll see how this all comes on December 16th. Nice little surprise, at least for today. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.